Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tabletop Tavern. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Jenny. I will be your dungeon master for the entirety of this campaign. I'm going to let my lovely, wonderful players introduce themselves, starting with the fabulous, the effervescent, the, hang on, let me come up with, eclectic. I mean, you're wearing green lipstick. We'll take it. Exactly. Victoria Shaz.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria, and I play Leon LaBelle.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and I play Galen Wayfair.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I'm cracking up at Ryan's wine glass and Pinky out, and I play Gris Littlefoot.
Same, and I'm Pippin, and I play Ariadne and Kailte.
All right, and for those of you who weren't here last week, we're going to give you a little rundown of the last episode. Last episode on the Tabletop Tavern, our heroes, such as they are, left the home of Mung, the helpful, if crotchety, goblin cleric, and had to figure out the next steps for their adventure. Gris, unfortunately, was quite tired after her voyage and was just knocked out the entire episode. But that didn't stop our party from going to the holy city of Talerneth and happening across Ariadne's dear friend, Adia, who told them about a poker game he goes to, which gave Leon a very good idea for how to draw out the goddess of fate. That brings our characters to where they are now. They took a brief stop at Travis's bar to ask for permission to play in the game, which he gave to them begrudgingly with one stipulation, that Galen not play. The party then headed back to the LaBelle Manor and were greeted by Bertram, who took them all to their separate rooms. The next day, Gris awakens in the early afternoon. Bertram, who's been hovering for the last 16 hours, carries you down the stairs bridal style at Leonida's insistence that you are not to walk until you get some food into your body. A feat which seems to delight and entertain the party when you enter the dining room, clutched in the butler's arms. You spend the rest of the day in the family library, Galen attempting to teach Ariadne the proper way to count cards as they ignore him in favor of several glasses of Leonida's favorite wine, and Leon attempts to catch Gris up to speed on the events of the previous day, but continues to be sidetracked by the distracting arguments between Ari and Galen on the other side of the room. As sunset nears, Leon hurries you out of the house, pausing to give her grandmother a kiss on the cheek and her mother a heartfelt hug, before leading you back to the outer walls, towards the port and the Knock-Kneed-Ass Tavern. This is where our story begins, with you all approaching the tavern just as the sun reaches the horizon line. There is a human boy, about 18 years old, with a perfectly generic face, standing guard at the tavern's entrance. As you are walking towards him, he surveys you, and he's got a skateboard tucked under one arm.
Oh, I love him.
Leon looks at him and says, Tyler, how are you this evening?
Wait, we're closed for private event. Sorry,
Yeah, you told us about the private event. We're here for the private event.
Tyler, we met yesterday.
I feel like I would remember you. I talked to a lot of people, but I don't...
Did you get the clip down yet?
Wait, but weren't you at Marius's birthday?
Oh shit! You're the little one with the elf friend. No, we're closed though. You're gonna have to come back later.
We talked to Travis.
Tyler, yeah, we're
here for the game?
We're here for the event. We're here for the poker. Tyler, Travis gave us permission. What?
Travis gave you permission to play?
Well, he gave me permission.
Just not Galen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he looks suspicious. I wouldn't let him into a poker game.
I just like to play, but I don't think I can lie.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's... Okay, I mean, so you promise Travis invited you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Besides,
Tyler,
if we weren't, do you think we'd make it 10 steps through the door?
Well, no, but I don't think Hannelore would be really happy if he, beat anybody up right in front of her.
Fair enough.
Who's that?
You're not from here, are you?
No.
Well, yeah, I am.
Well, you don't look like you're from
Here.
No, not
Actual here. Your
I'm from...
house is a city
and Leon kind of points to the inner circle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is you won't be alone. Okay, sorry. Go on in, I guess. And if Travis asks why you're here, say that I tried to stop you and you pushed past me.
Will do.
Oh, got it.
Leon kind of squints her eyes at Tyler and is like, okay. Oh, and she just kind of walks in past him.
Okay, have fun.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Ty.
Weirdos.
Chris kind of follows suit, and she's like, I thought you guys said that we could be here.
We can.
We can. He's
the problem.
Forgotten us, apparently.
It's not the first time that's happened.
No.
Oh.
You enter the tavern through the front door, and you notice that it is a lot cleaner than the last time you visited. There are a few what appear to be almost streamers hung up, though it looks like someone has kind of attempted to remove them. A sign in mediocre handwriting that says happy birthday to someone named Maxilla, but it seems that these are old decorations. Aww. The fire, however, is stoked, and the tables that have been typically kind of haphazardly scattered about the room the way that they were the first time you came, have been pushed aside, with the exception of the largest, which has been moved to the center of the room. There's a few people kind of milling about the area.
Can Leon see Travis? Can I roll a perception check?
Yeah, you can.
Merci.
I would like to roll one as well.
Oh, Leon's really not perceiving much. That's a 6 plus 1. 7.
Oh, 19 plus 3, 22.
Well, so at least someone's perceiving.
13 plus 9, 22.
19 plus 6, 25.
Okay, so everyone's perceiving.
We're going to start with Ariadne. Ariadne, you take a moment to look for your friend Travis. He's really hard to miss, frankly. You'd have to be very distracted to not see this man. He stands nearly a foot taller than the next tallest person and seems to be engaged in conversation with a human man, though he's the human man's standing in such a way that you can't make out much more about him other than Broad shoulders and dark hair that's sort of tied back.
Cool.
Gris, you notice a human woman. She's seated at the table and appears to be in conversation with a human man. The woman is beautiful, especially by halfling standards. She's one of the first humans you've seen that really you think would make a very pretty halfling as well. She has skin the color of burnt copper, and she's short and curvaceous. She's got tight curls for hair, tight curled hair, hair that is tightly, I don't know. She has
tightly
tight
curled hair, perhaps?
This is something that would make sense on paper and doesn't make sense when you read it out loud. Which has been pulled back and adored with a large, fresh sunflower. She smiles at you when she notices you looking at her, and her eyes are big and dewy, almost doe eyes, with long curled eyelashes. Behind her is a woman. She appears to be an elf, one of the first kind of elves you've seen other than Leon and Ari in the town. She, meanwhile, well, the woman that she's standing near is friendly and soft in many ways. This woman is angular. She has short hair. It almost looks like it's a shorn, kind of overgrown buzz cut, with sharp, piercing eyes. Where the woman that she is standing near with one hand on her shoulder smiles at you, this woman looks at you almost accusatorily. She has olive skin, and her eyebrows have been shaved off. Ari, you notice your friend looking at this woman and are able to recognize her as a high elf. Something that maybe non-elves would not be able to pick up on, but she has this sort of haughty attitude that you've come to associate with those who tend to make their home in the cities. She appears to be listening to the human man who's talking to this woman as well, but she's drumming her fingers on the human woman's shoulders as if she's impatient and a little bored. Galen, you notice the human man. You're always kind of scouting people to rob, and he strikes you as someone who's a little naive, looks to be some kind of traveler, and if you weren't in Travis's bar, you'd very much consider picking his pocket. He's got sort of mousy brown hair and an unremarkable face. He sits a little bit hunched, as if he's unsure of himself, and seems to be nervously gesturing as he talks to this woman. Leon, you go to take a look around the tavern, but are distracted because you could swear you can hear a familiar voice talking to someone, but you're not sure. But the mere thought that maybe a handsome man who you're a little bit involved with could even possibly be here gets you so distracted. You don't even notice that there's other people in the bar.
Okay. Leon kind of leans over and is like, we should probably talk to Travis, right? Let him know that we're here.
But that lady, she looks so nice. Well, I didn't see Travis the other day. I'd actually like to say hi to Travis, too.
Yeah, we should probably let him know we're here before we start talking to his patrons.
Patrons? Are they not friends of Travis's?
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't think so.
I mean, at this point, Tyler has appeared behind you, and he goes... He calls them his patrons, but they're more like regulars who show up and don't have to pay for drinks and hang out with him and talk to him.
It sounds like friends.
Sounds like friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys haven't been kicked out yet, so I'm going to assume you're cool to be here. I gotta go serve the drinks.
Enjoy. Have fun. We'll see you.
It's
kind of like, does he always narrate what he's going to do to everyone?
He kind of did that when we were at Marius's birthday. Right, Ari?
Is that like his thing?
A little bit.
That's his thing.
I don't mind it.
Busy. Always busy.
Yes. Can relate. And then Leon just kind of like looks for Travis and kind of starts to head towards him like, this kid's weird.
Gris kind of follows suit, and she, like, as she's walking, is like, kind of makes sense that Travis and Tyler, like, what's their relation? Father? Son? Not father?
No, he did say not to call him dad. To call Travis's dad. He was stammered on about that. I think it kind of might be, though.
Yeah, they both have, like, the same, like, awkward edge to them.
Awkward edge is a good term.
I think to Tyler, Travis is that one family friend that you all have who's called uncle but isn't really your uncle, but is more of like your dad than your actual dad is. Does that make sense?
So Bertram.
Yeah.
I don't
Travis
call him
is
uncle.
Tyler's
He's
Bertram.
just the butler.
Do
Galen.
you call Bertram uncle?
No, he's just Bertram.
Bertram, I can't believe he wouldn't let me walk downstairs this morning.
That was my mother.
That was embarrassing.
That was my mother.
I was asleep, not dead. Well,
yeah.
Don't say it, Gris.
I don't want to say it. It was exhausting. I'm done. We're moving on. Travis.
So are you all trying to approach Travis?
Yeah.
I'll like hang like behind everyone else.
I feel like we're that awkward group at a party.
I do linger on the high elf for a second, and I look down at Gris and I'm like, she's kind of scary. Kind of like it.
Oh, Ariadne. And Gris kind of like elbows whatever part of Ariadne she can reach.
My shins.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I would say Leon is leading the pack, heading towards Travis.
You're having Leon talk to Travis?
Yes.
I kind of want to talk to Travis.
Okay.
I didn't see him. So can I like scurry up and like say hello?
Absolutely. So you all approach Travis, who's in conversation with someone you can't see. But as you grow near, he turns around, seeming to hear you, and looks you all up and down. Oh.
Good evening, Travis.
Good evening.
Travis, we haven't seen you in so long. How are you? How are things? How's the cookbook? How's
Travis
Marcella?
actually smiles and reaches down and kind of pats you on the head. And he goes, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. She's good. Actually just saw her recently.
Oh?
Yeah.
And was she as beautiful as ever?
Even more beautiful.
Of course, of course.
As
How
they're
is your
having
ale?
this conversation, I'd like Leon to look to who Travis was talking to, because it's hella uncomfy to just, like, interrupt.
God, their voices are so similar. Leon,
Marius?
what are you doing? How do you...
Hi.
Marius?
Did not expect you here right now. I'll fill you in a moment. I'm gonna fill you in a minute, okay?
So,
Is that okay?
as you and Marius greet each other, Travis has crouched down to be on Griss's eye level. And how are you? How is the husband?
Oh, he's good. I just miss him. You know, I think I always miss him more when it's... And she kind of like leans into Travis and like kind of tries to whisper a little bit when my birthday's coming up. But
Your birthday is coming up.
Does Leon catch that?
Do we hear that?
Maxilla just had a birthday. I actually didn't even know about birthdays. Orcs we don't really keep track of that kind of thing. And
should we pick you out a birthday? Do you want to share a birthday?
The kid already gave me a birthday. It's fine. And I was born, obviously. Anyway, so your birthday is coming up. He's not making any effort to like lower his voice.
Grace at this point is like so excited. She's like, yeah, in a couple weeks. I'm really excited. I don't know if did you see me when they came to talk to you last? I was
I thought you might be dead. They said you were fine.
She kind of was for a while. Now she's not, as you can see.
I was recovering. But
he's like making like a really confused face, but nodding. He's still got one hand on top of your head, Gris, too.
Yeah.
And Gris kind of like tilts her head a little and like doesn't know how to explain it to him.
Oh, sorry.
I like just look over it, like down at him, and I just go, "Don't worry, it doesn't get any less confusing. It's just smile and nod. It's okay."
But how is your ale going? I hear you're brewing ale. I hear you're making bread.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going very well, I think. I think. Oh,
and what about Stapes and the rest of Maxilla's siblings?
I assume they're good. Stapes
they weren't at Maxilla's birthday?
Very long letter.
Oh?
Yeah. It was very long.
Would you like me to read it to you?
Oh no, Tyler read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see ya. And Gris kind of wants to shuffle forward and like try to like wrap her hands around his like neck or whatever.
Okay, so so the man is 7 feet tall. He's crouching down, so I'm not sure you could even reach his neck.
Maybe his arm.
Oh my god!
Would you like to try to hug him around his chest like a normal hug?
Maybe I'll just like place both hands on his face. I feel like that's very Gris.
Yeah.
And she's just like, it's so good to see you, Travis. You look so well. And she kind of like, she's just like pats his hair for a second. She's like, let me know if you want me to braid it. I had a lot of fun last time.
He actually chuckles and he says, it's good to see you too. Ariadne, are you playing with us tonight?
I suppose I am. We'll see how that goes.
It's gonna go great, Ariadne.
Just do what I taught you.
Did you forget everything about me? Just curious.
Just wondering.
It's okay. You can't be a worse liar than the other elf.
Which one's about the scary one?
I guess if you're easily intimidated, she's scary.
Travis, I am 2 feet tall.
Don't worry, she couldn't hurt a fly even if she wanted to.
Good to know. Tell me about the sunflower lady.
Oh, Hannelore?
Yes.
She's nice.
That's it? Interests? Hobbies? Passions?
He's like now becoming clearly uncomfortable. This is the longest he's probably talked in a long time.
Chris just kind of waves it off and she's like, "I'll just go say hi."
Yeah, her name's Hannelore. She likes women.
Oh. Good to know.
Very well, very well.
Meanwhile, Leon, as they talk, you are looking at Marius.
Is it like relatively private? Like, would anybody else be able to overhear?
Ari and Gris are currently pretty involved with Travis.
Yeah. I mean, like,
don't
strangers.
know what Galen's doing. Galen, what are you doing?
I'm observing.
And maybe, are you keeping a safe distance from Travis?
I am, yes.
Outside his blood circle.
That's he's got a 10-foot reach, so you're gonna be about
I'm at least
11
15
feet away
from Travis.
Okay.
Okay, so Galen also can't hear me.
No.
Okay.
The other people seem pretty involved in conversation.
Okay. So Leon kind of looks at Marius and says, "I didn't know you played poker with Travis."
I met him a few months ago. He's a nice guy, actually.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Well, you told me about him and the bar after your adventures, and it's nice to have a place where everyone's not so. And he like does like a little like stuck up gesture.
And Leon's kind of like, "Yup, yeah, no, I. Why do you think I'm always adventuring?"
Yeah. So I don't know. I met him. I came here for a drink, and he liked the scars. He thought that was cool. I like orcs. They're easy to talk to. You know, you tell them that you've done a few battles, and they think you're a good guy. Easy to impress.
And Leon kind of nods and says, "Yeah, Travis is. Somehow we keep running into him, whether it be here or in Veery Valley. Funnily enough, he was at that festival I was telling you about. But more importantly, I'm going to need to pick your brain. We're here for part of what's going on."
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have about 60% of an understanding of that. Yeah.
How about I... Do you want a full understanding of it, or do you not?
Is it going to confuse me?
You're a smart man. I don't want to insult you, Marius. I think you'll understand it, but it's dependent on whether or not you want to know.
Do you want me to know?
Yes, I want you to know, Marius.
Then tell me.
And Leon says, "So the god's going silent."
Yeah.
"We are looking for one of them."
Like any one of them?
We're looking for the goddess of fate, Lady Luck.
Holy shit, Leon.
Yes.
I read about her in a book once.
What book? She's barely mentioned.
Yeah, well, I mean, I read a lot of books, Leon.
I mean, I know, yes, that's fair. No, her name is Tafine, and
Lady Luck, yeah.
I have this theory. Well, she fell. Did your book talk about the fall from grace?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
So some of the old gods fell, just to give you a little bit of history. Some of the old gods fell, and some of them never got back.
Wait, no, I've read about this. Leon.
Yes.
Baby.
Leon goes, yes.
It's not, they didn't fall.
Okay.
They were pushed.
Right.
Right, yeah.
What did your book say about that?
Something about some kind of war and usurpers. It's a word I've only read.
Usurper. Whoa, my brain just broke. Usurpers. And Leon kind of goes, okay, well, Tafine never got back, and we think she's here. And maybe
this room?
Potentially.
Like right now?
We think so. Well, I have a hunch. The hunch could be wrong. But it's a hunch.
I mean,
and that's why we're here.
Bad. These are my casual slacks. He laughs. He's trying to make you giggle.
Leon is chuckling. Leon has a good little chuckle at that, especially because he probably looks good.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, have you seen him in his casual slacks yet, Leon?
Of course she has.
Okay.
So Leona's kind of like, well, you always look good.
Well, sometimes I just like to disparage myself so I can hear you compliment me.
Yes, well, I'll always compliment you. What can you tell me about the people who are regularly at your table? Tyler mentioned something about a person named Honolulu. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, there's Travis. Trev.
Right.
Don't call him Trev. Don't call him Trev.
No, wasn't planning on it, actually.
Hannah, she's the human.
Mm-hmm.
She's some kind of cleric or something. He does a little magic finger wiggly hands.
Leon does it back, but with prestidigitation fire on her fingers.
He shakes his head. He's like, God, that is honestly, Leon, so cool.
Thank you.
And then there's her wife.
Oh, they're married.
Yeah, Elisara, I don't know. It's an Elvish name. She's a bitch. I mean, I respect her. I respect women.
Yes, Marius.
She's just kind of mean.
Okay.
Travis doesn't like her. The kid thinks she's fine.
Right.
There's Tyler, the kid.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to play, though.
That's fair. I feel like he'd probably narrate, and that would ruin the game.
Honestly, Leon, I think he's just nervous.
I think so, too.
And then there's that guy. I don't know him. He's new.
Brand new? You've never seen him?
I don't know why he's here, no.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate, because usually I kick everybody's ass. But I don't know him. I don't know what he's up to.
Leon kind of ponders for a moment. She's like, okay. Well, I won't be playing, but Ari's going to.
Oh, you're not going to play?
Well, I don't know if I should.
I'm sure you'd do great.
That's debatable, Marius.
I'm sure you'd do great.
We promenade. We don't play poker.
I think you should play with me. We could be on a team.
Leona's like, okay, fine. She will just do it. She likes Marius a lot.
He's like, okay.
She's like,
good.
Okay.
I'll coach you through it. It'll be good.
We'll see.
Okay. Galen, Ari, and Gris. You've been talking to Travis. Leon's been flirting. Galen, you are about 15 feet away from Travis, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're kind of leaning against the bar. Is that okay? Would you like to lean?
I would love to lean against the bar.
I figured. Galen's kind of a leaner. He's like, I'm going to put my back against this thing, and I'm going to cross my arms.
He's already done it at the party.
Maybe shift my thumbs into my belt loops a little bit. Just kind of lean back, look all cool and mysterious.
So you're leaning back against the bar, and you hear someone lean up next to your ear and go, do you want a drink or something?
God's above, Tyler.
What?
Can you at least tell me you're gonna say something first before getting that close?
Sorry, man, I'm gonna say something. Do you want a drink or something?
Sure. What do you have?
Ale, mead.
Cool.
This weird alcohol that we put fruit in.
I'll take that.
You want the fruit thing?
Yes. I want the fruit thing, Tyler, and you're not gonna question me about it.
Okay, man. And he backs off, and he starts making a drink. As he does so, Travis, who's been talking to Gris and Ari, looks up and goes,
"Oh no!
Make sure he pays for that."
I already have coins on the counter, just like sliding it towards.
Okay, cool.
Tyler.
If not, I go. If he doesn't, I will. Don't worry.
Chris
You
kind of
won't
like
be out. You won't be out the cost of it.
Chris
All right, you
reaches
don't
an
have to
eye.
pay for drinks.
Oh. And Chris is like scratching her chin, and she's like, and she just like lets it go.
Gris, you don't have to pay for drinks either.
No, I was just trying to put things together, and I realized why Galen might have to pay for things.
I wonder.
You just put that together. Okay.
Well, I didn't just.
So, Galen, Tyler places a kind of sort of dusty glass filled with clear liquid and some kind of like sort of half-mashed pink fruit.
Okay.
That'll be 2 copper.
I slide him a silver.
Travis goes, "Don't make change." Tyler's like, that'll be 1 silver.
Oh my god.
It's a Galen tax.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for him to take the silver.
So he takes it, he looks at you, he pockets it, and he's like, "Okay, man, enjoy the games."
Chris kind of tugs
like,
on Ariadne's sleeve and is like, "Should we rescue him? Should we go over there?"
Oh no, I think he can fend for himself. Here.
Okay. Do you want to go talk to Hannelore and that elf? No.
Sure.
I guess it's a bummer that they're married, huh?
Not
Since
at all. I hope they're happy.
Well, but you said. Never mind.
Wait, do you two know that they're married yet?
Travis told us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have it.
Sorry, I missed that
I have
part.
a
I missed
line
that part. I was like,
that
did
says
only
wife.
Marius say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you'd like to say hi, sure.
Gris kind of like tilts her head a little bit. She's like, there's just something really alluring about her. Yeah, I'm gonna go say hi. I'm gonna compliment her sunflower.
Okay. I guess I'll go with you. I do sort of just straighten up a bit, and I just ask Travis if it's like, I'm gonna make sure she doesn't get into trouble. Do you think I could get some mead before this entire affair just destroys me?
Yes, you can. Do you want 1 or 2? Should we make a second trip?
Just 2. Be proactive.
All right, and do you want human size or orc size?
You know what? Orc size will be just fine. It will be
That's
just
what I
fine.
thought.
Travis.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. You know. I appreciate you don't have message, but you're a better mind reader than Leon.
Can Gris call back and be like, "Do you have halfling sized?"
It's just a shot glass.
I'm so sorry, we don't
It's
serve
an orc
pussy
shot
drinks
glass.
here. No.
I didn't say I wanted anything like Galen. I just said I needed a smaller glass. Oh, never mind. And she just keeps walking over.
Tyler behind the bar goes, "I got you. I got you, man. Don't worry about it."
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
I'm sure we can find you. And as I'm walking, just go back to Gris. I'm just like, I'm sure we can find you a teacup or something.
Just something that's sometimes when the human glasses are filled to the brim, they're a little heavy. And she kind of like looks at her
I
hands.
expect so. They're about the size of your head.
They're like
half
your size.
They're big. And I feel like honestly, there's just not a lot of accessibility for halflings in Eylas. But
Truly.
We'll get to that later.
We'll have to,
Travis is still standing there, and he like looks to the ceiling that his head is brushing, looks down, and he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Chris looks all the way up at Travis, and she's like, "See, they're just not nice to people like us who are different, Travis."
Hey, you're right. The kid will find you something.
And she smiles and she says, "Thank you," and starts kind of
pats your head and walks away.
Yeah, I give him a pat on the shoulder, just like, you have patience, thanks. And go with Gris.
I feel like Gris is like really peppy today. Like she had a long nap.
She slept for like a solid 48 hours.
Yeah.
Girlie's feeling great.
Yeah.
So she's like probably like marching her ass over to Hannelore and is so excited to make a new friend.
I call over and I'm like, you'd think the floor was rubber.
What do you mean? And Chris is like,
Bouncy.
oh.
Yeah.
Good one, Ariadne.
If you say that, it's just.
And she just chuckles.
So the woman looks away from her conversation with the kind of mousy man as you approach and goes, "Hello there, you're new."
Hi, I couldn't help but notice your sunflower from across the room. It's lovely. And then Gris kind of just shoots at her arm and she's like, Gris Littlefoot, nice to meet you.
She sort of touches the sunflower with one hand as she shakes your hand and she goes, "It's lovely to meet you, Gris Littlefoot. My name is Hannelore. And thank you. My wife picks these for me every day."
And Gris kind of like looks over to the high elf and then back at Hannelore and says, "That's so nice. She has great taste."
Well, she is very nice.
It's very considerate, yes, and it suits you very well.
Oh, this is Ariadne. And Gris kind of motions to Ariadne, who's
Yeah,
right
I like
next to
hold out a stiff hand, and I'm like, Ari, and Kyle to Wood. I come from the woods. I live in the woods.
Oh,
Ari. Oh,
Gris is just like, yep.
brutality.
Is there like, are they sitting at like a bench or a table? Like, is there a place for
They're
Gris to
sitting
sit
at
down?
a large table. There's plenty of space for you to sit.
Okay.
Hannelore takes your hand and shakes it super warmly, Ariadne. Just with absolute enthusiasm, 2 hands. She goes, "It is so lovely to see another elf here."
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Our friend Leone, the rest of our party, she's a half elf too. So there's.
Oh, do you hear that, baby? She's a half elf. Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Gris kind of looks over at, it was Elisara? Is that right?
Elisara, yeah.
Okay. And she kind of just like eyes her up and down for a second. And she's like, I am usually one for flowers and anything earthy, but you have an edge to you. I like it. And Gris kind of will like walk kind of over, I guess, sidle over and be like, Gris Littlefoot, nice to meet you.
She looks at you for a moment and shakes your hand super stiffly and goes, "Well met."
Well met. I think Travis told me your name was Elisara. Is that right?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Elisara. You did a wonderful job picking your wife's sunflower this morning.
Thank you. I like plants.
Me too! What's your favorite kind?
Well, I mean, I'm an herbalist, so herbs.
Yeah. What's your favorite tonic then?
You ask a lot of questions. Oh my god, dear. Goodness. In
Yeah.
Shanti's name, be kind. I'm so sorry about my wife. She's not a big fan of the tall one. Well, I don't like him because he's an asshole. So.
I mean,
I don't know.
but not when you get to know him.
He once made us this amazing bread and a whipped butter that was out of this. Well, did Travis make the butter, Ariadne, or was that Maxilla?
I don't remember, honestly. I think it was a farm thing. I'm
So
not
maybe-
certain.
Oh. Well, anyways, it was amazing. And he also cooks a mean chicken. I didn't try it, but the veggies that went with it were really good. And his use of herbs, by the way.
Yeah.
Well met. Pretty incredible.
I like that you just said a well met.
I'm so sorry.
New vocabulary, just gonna use it all the time.
You said well met, and I've like never said that.
Well, it's good to know you like the herbs, because he tends to get them from us.
Really?
Yes.
Do you
really.
forage or do you grow?
I do a little of both. I prefer to grow things. I think that foraging is rather unbecoming for our kind. And like, she like makes direct eye contact with Ariadne and is like, but to each their own.
Chris kind of is confused
It goes
by
over
that.
It goes over Ari's head, and I'm like, we're both elf. How do you... Have you lived in a forest before, my dear?
What? No. And
What?
at this point, Hannah-Laura's like leaning forward on her hands, watching the whole exchange. She's like, so how do you know Travis?
Oh.
We met him in the bar a long time ago.
Oh,
and
that's a
then
funny
we're
story.
friends. We're friends with his girlfriend, and he's nice to us, except to one of our friends. They don't like each other very much, but they're not. He's not killed them yet, so there's progress.
That's how we met Travis initially. And Chris kind of points over to Galen, and she's like, "We actually, this whole friend group met at Travis's bar." And
Do I see Chris point at me?
Yes, you do.
All right, I'm gonna walk over.
And Chris is like, and then we met each other. We were going to learn about some people who kept coming back to life. Anyways, but on our way out.
So wait, I'm so sorry. Your friend just got here. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Galen.
Galen. So wonderful to meet you.
You as
My
well.
name is Hannah-Laura. This is my wife, Elisara. She's grumpy because I made her come tonight. So I hear
kinda
that
just
Travis
give
doesn't like you.
I kind of just give like a sub nod to Elisara.
Yeah,
She looks at you through narrowed eyes.
Yeah.
Travis isn't the biggest fan of me.
And why is that?
Chris?
Oh no, he didn't. And she like,
yeah.
Hannah-Laura does like a little like mimed like punching move, and she's like, did he?
Right here.
Yeah, he did. Would
I
have
haven't
killed
met
him
you,
if
you're
he
sure?
wanted to.
Sorry?
I haven't met you. You're sure?
Absolutely positive.
At this point, Elisara's got her arms crossed, and she's like, about 40% of our healing business is just, good. And she does like the same little
The same
gesture, and
motion.
she's like, and,
I,
we'd call the guards, but it's exceptionally good for business, so.
I'm not exactly from here, so I didn't really know. So
Well, you also
I kind of just took it and walked away.
He also learned the poor man's lesson, so he's not done it again.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be punched by an orc either.
No.
No, I don't recommend it.
I don't think I would survive.
Oh,
I don't
if I
think...
got to you, you'd be fine. He hasn't killed anyone in like 4 years?
Oh, that's
Only
pretty
4.
good.
Oh,
But
Well,
that's
it's not a great part of town.
I turn to Galen and I go, it's a longer streak than we've got.
and Chris is like, oh my god, me. Nervous laughter.
Gail was
At this
just kind of
point-
right. They have a good point. Like,
As they talk, Leon, you
Yeah.
are still conversing with Marius.
I presume there's like absolutely no one around now that
no,
could hear
it's
anything
just you
she
and
says.
Marius. Yeah.
Leon kind of looks at Marius and says, "There's something else I want to tell you.
Something else.
I heard my father's voice in my head again.
You... What?
I was trying to do this thing where I tried to talk to Tafine,
Okay.
and then I heard my dad.
What did he say?
Well, I mean, at first, he said that I should be more careful about who I let into my head. And then he said he was proud of me, and that he'd be seeing me soon. But he hasn't really stopped talking. Marius? He just says
Yeah.
he's keeping an eye on me,
Okay.
and that he's there if I need him. It's very weird.
And,
It's worse than the dreams. He's kind of just there.
okay. He, like, takes a step forward, and he leans down and he goes, are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine.
Um,
We also went back to the dream world.
yeah, you, mentioned that. And she was...
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought she was... But she was
She is good. Yeah.
Sorry, this is
A lot? I know.
So you're not like listening to him, right?
Well, no. I mean, there's nothing. He hasn't really asked me to do anything. He's just there.
Oh, that sounds fun.
No, it's. And Leon chuckles uncomfortably, like, not really.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do?
No, I wanted to be able to tell you. I feel like I've kept you up to date on. Well, I mean, you were there, so.
Well, thank you for telling me. If you need anything, I'm here.
I know.
And
I know.
I should have told you this earlier, but you look beautiful.
Thank you, Marius. We should go to that poker table.
And then we're going to kick all of their asses.
And
right?
we're going to kick all of their asses, but also I want you to understand that if I talk to them and it seems like flirting, it's not flirting, it's just how I am.
Baby, whatever you need to do to get us to win, I'm here for.
Thank you. Okay, awesome. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Yeah. I think it's totally badass when you trick men out of their money.
Awesome. I love that. And Leon kind of chuckles, and I feel like she would like loop her arm in Marius's.
Oh yeah, he's like got it
hands down. Yeah. And would like kind of walk them towards the table. And I feel like Leon would try to sit next to the unnamed man. So like she would sit in between Marius and the unnamed man.
Okay, so this man has been kind of watching Galen and Ari and Gris interact with the two women without saying much, but when you sit down, he kind of startles and goes, "Oh, well, hello."
Hi there. Leon says, I'm the Lady Leon LaBelle. What is your name?
Edward Guildenstone, at your service.
Leon like gingerly shakes his hand.
He like really awkwardly shakes it. Like he's like got like two fingers around like one pinky. And he's like,
Well met. And we're your friends? No, he's a human.
Okay.
Leon looks to him and says, I hear this is your first time at this poker table. What brings you here?
Well, I'm staying here for a few days. I'm new in town, and I'm a merchant. I'm traveling. I'm selling things. If you want to buy any empty vials, that's my business.
Can Gris perk up at empty vials?
yes.
Gris is like, oh, you sell empty vials?
Oh, lots of empty. Do you want an empty vial?
I would love some empty vials.
How many do you want?
And Gris is gonna start pillaging through her bag real quickly. She's like, 4 to 5, maybe?
Okay, well, for 4 for 1 copper, 10 for 2 coppers.
I want 2 golds worth of vials.
Maybe not right now.
And I just look him like dead in the eye.
That's a lot, Galen!
Can I roll an insight check on his story?
Yeah, go for it. And he's pulling out bottles and he's got 10 in his hand and he's like, I can do 10.
I'll do 10.
7.
For 2 copper, you said, right?
For 2 copper, yes.
I can do that, yes. And Gris, another time where Gris actually pulls out money.
Nice.
And she slides a 2 copper over to him and starts, like, gently pulling out pieces of cloth and stuff and is, like, wrapping the vials.
He's like, he counts the 2 coppers several times for some reason and then puts it in his pocket and he's like,
Pleasure doing business. I'm so sorry, miss.
It's fine. I'm with her.
I'm gonna roll insight on him as well.
So you got a 7, Leon?
Yeah.
He's a vial salesman. He's here to sell vials.
I got a 10. That's not that.
He's a vial salesman. He's here to sell vials.
I look at Galen, still kind of shocked by his like what could you possibly want with 2 golds worth of empty vials, and just like lean over and like go over and just say, "What are you gonna do? Fill them with holy water and dump them on yourself again?"
Don't kill me.
This isn't. He's. And I kind of just like narrow my eyes and point at him. It's like there's something off.
So I'm staying here, and the kid, with the face that looks like everyone
Yes.
I've ever met, he mentioned the poker game and invited me kind of on accident, and then York yelled at him quite a bit.
Right.
And, but I
That
don't
seems to
think
be a
that-
pattern.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. It should be
thank
fun.
you. Yes. No, I'm decent at poker. I'm pretty good, actually.
Oh.
Better than I.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. What did you say your name is?
Leon LaBelle.
Interesting name. Does your mother happen to run the shops?
That is my family, yes.
Do you know if she's interested in selling vials out of her storefronts?
I could ask her for you if you'd like.
You definitely should. Thank you.
Gris kind of holds up a vial and like clinks it a couple times, and she's like, "Leon, these are good quality, and for 2 copper for 10, I think that's a steal."
Leon just nods gingerly and looks at the elf and the human and kind of says, "Hi there, we haven't been introduced. I'm the Lady Leon LaBelle.
Well met.
Yourself as
Melisara.
well."
And so lovely to meet you, my dear. You are just glowing with Sune's radiance.
Thank you.
My name is Hannah Laura. If you ever need anything, my wife and I run an apothecary in town, and we're more than happy to help you, especially since we now have so many wonderful vials that we've purchased.
Oh,
I told her we did not need vials. We have too many vials. Shh. We support small businesses as a small business ourselves. At this point,
Travis buys from them, Leon, so.
Ah,
Gris is like, "We should honestly check out their shop. It sounds like Elisara grows some herbs, and I would really like some."
that is definitely something we can look into.
Wonderful. I have lots of vials that need to be filled with poultices and all kinds of different concoctions.
Marius at this point leans around Leon and goes, "Gris, it's good to see you awake."
Marius! How are you? How
I'm
are
doing
things?
Wonderful, thank you.
I go,
And-
we stopped by his house, but you were still asleep. Sorry,
Oh.
should have said.
Oh, well, so I guess you've connected with everyone else, but it's good to see you after your birthday. You seem to be well.
I am well, thank you. Yes, Galen, you're looking
Marius.
good. You got one of the pink drinks?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, and you know I like the color pink, so.
Don't kill me.
Marius laughs and he goes, I do know you are rather protective about the color pink, if I remember correctly. No one else order a pink drink unless you want fish to eat you.
Oh man. I just like flash him like a glare.
Oh, you're so scary. Okay. Travis, you gonna deal us in? Or at this point, Travis comes back, returns. It looks like maybe he went behind the bar. And he's got in one giant hand, he's got 2 very large tankards of mead, which he sets in front of Ariadne. And he goes, "Give me a minute." Disappears behind the bar, returns with what appears to be meads for everyone. Tyler, meanwhile, following behind him, diligently, not doing this. This is Jenny. Walking behind him is holding...
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What's he holding, Jenny?
Oh no. What's he holding?
He's holding a tiny little shot glass,
Yeah!
which he's
Aw.
filled with mead. He places it in front of you, Gris, and he goes, we also had teacups, but it felt weird.
No, this is perfect. And she turns to Tyler and she's like, "Thank you. This is the
Oh,
first time I've had like an appropriate sized cup at a
You're welcome.
bar."
Yeah, you're welcome. If you need anything, I'm gonna be balancing the books.
Oh, that sounds
Fun.
not fun. No.
How many books do you own that you have to balance them?
It's not quite like that, Ari. Leon says it's a different
I'm
kind
gonna
of balance.
Travis had caught that and thinks it's hilarious. He's laughing. He sets some mead down in front of everyone else at the table and goes, "Do you know the rules?" Galen, stand up. You're not sitting here.
Okay.
Can Gris go to join Galen? Because I imagine Gris is not going to play poker.
Yes, you can. Galen, would you like to stand behind Ariadne so you can help them?
I was gonna say that, yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
pipe up and just go, Galen started to tell me, but I'll be honest, I wasn't listening to him.
Oh no.
Marius is like cackling. He's holding his knee. He's laughing, and he's like, "It's okay. Leon doesn't know what she's doing either."
And Leon kind of goes, correct.
We're gonna be playing as a team, Trev. You don't need a team. You have won the last 8 games.
But I need a
and
team,
before that,
Travis.
you were sick.
Marius, you're quite good at this.
Well, there's not like a lot to do in the military other than play cards, drink, and I guess break things.
This seems
And also
much more
war.
constructive. Yeah.
Or with
It all happens in
nobility
the same night.
minus
That
the
sounds like
war.
a good time.
Yeah, nobility. We play a lot of poker too.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could sing a shanty, but breaking things works too, I guess.
You know I know shanties. We sang one together, Galen. Come on.
You know I know Shanty.
He's like, come on, man. Like that's the one time we bonded.
Bro,
One
we shantied
moment.
together.
Rose who shanty together.
Oh my god.
Out here quizzing me on my knowledge of shanties. Okay. I thought we were cool. Whatever. Leon's on my team. Final answer. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, she can be on your team. It's fine.
I'm
Well,
on
can I
Ari's
be on
team.
Ari's team? Oh.
Yeah. No, I know you're coaching Ari. That was our agreement.
Okay.
Galen. We talked through this one. If I see you looking at anyone else's cards, even Hannelore will be able to help you. You got that?
I'm standing right here, Travis.
Okay. So we got Ariadne. The Marius Leon thing. We've got Hannelore. Elisera, you're playing. I need somebody to beat. You're shit at this game. The alpha's like, I don't like you. I know, I think you're terrible too. I'm not sure why you're here. Tyler's like, please be nice to each other from the back room. And we've got Eddie. We got Eddie.
Actually, my name is Edward, and I would prefer if you call me that. Or Mr. Guildenstone.
Alright, we've got Mr. Guildenstone. I guess so you need an explanation. Alright, hi, it's me, DM Jenny. Are you guys ready to play
Yes,
some
please.
D&D poker?
I'm so
Yeah.
ready.
Oh, shit.
Alright.
I'm jelly.
Alright, Marius, you won last time, so you decide what minimum betting is. Alright, Leon. So here's the thing. Okay?
Mhm.
We could play this one of 2 ways. We could beat them
Yep.
by being better at poker.
Right.
Or we could beat them by making the minimum bet so high that they just can't play.
So,
Yeah.
however much I like the idea
Mm.
of putting the minimum bet so high that we can't play, we do need to play for Lady Luck to potentially show up. I think,
Alright,
maybe.
So you're ready to just flirt with them and distract them?
I can do the best I can.
Okay, whatever you do, don't be so beautiful that you distract me, though.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
no,
I can do that.
you've already
Marius.
ruined it.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we're gonna say 3 copper.
Good number.
He like takes some money out of a purse and he's like, oh shit. Anybody got change for a silver?
Chris is like, you and Leon.
He's bad at change too.
Y'all are so.
No. I just, yeah, as I'm pulling my own out, I like pull out my 3 coppers, and as he says that, I go, I couldn't tell you what the change is, but if you need the 3 copper, I can give it to you.
Leon,
I don't know how many
Leon's got the
copper are in
change.
a silver.
I could
I
lend
don't
you
know
2
how. I don't
copper
know
worth
that
of
transaction.
vials.
Leon goes, it's fine. I learned. And she puts her hand on Marius's hand and goes, I have changed.
There you go, distracting me again.
I'm so sorry.
During this
And
whole
she pulls
exchange,
out 3 copper.
I've already pulled out 10 pieces of copper and just take Marius' silver.
Oh,
Marius is like, wait, no, I want that. I want that.
back.
Too late.
Travis is like, keep your fucking hands off the goddamn table.
You had one request, Galen.
It was change making. I
I have
didn't.
one job.
It wasn't poker, technically. You weren't playing poker,
Keep your-
Galen.
Keep your fucking hands off the table.
Okay.
All right, let's have some
I
fun.
give Galen's hand behind me like a little slap to like appease Travis.
You can hear Tyler from the back room be like, dude, I said be nice. Come on. Like,
Chris is kind of like gently patting like the sleeve of Galen's arm, like, sorry, bud.
Hannah Laura's like leaning on one hand and she's like, God, what did you do? Like rob him or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you robbed him?
Tried.
And he didn't have you come.
We'll talk about this later.
I want to give you some kind of
We'll
eye
let's just-
examination before you leave.
let's focus on.
Has your
this.
eyesight been normal since?
Yes.
I
was
did a
really
little bit of
fine.
healing on it, Hannah Lore. Not a lot, but a little.
My, you poor dear, Travis. You need to stop hitting people.
It was well deserved.
It's fine. It's fine. I learned it was well deserved, and Gris is quite the healer, so it's fine. We're good.
Chris like
Marius
beams.
is
Just
like
play the
nodding. He's
game.
like, yeah.
I do think it was a good turning point for Galen. After that, we started to see a lot of change in him, and Chris is just kind of like going off on a rampage to Hannah Lore because she's just like so excited to be awake and present.
Hannah Laura's like leaning on one hand, like nodding along enthusiastically.
Oh my
She's
God, I
just
love
so
her.
entertained by you. She's like, you have to stop by the store sometime.
Chris kind of like touches her hand, and she's like, "Oh, absolutely."
Okay, good.
Ari's like subconsciously leaning away from them just from the sheer energy and enthusiasm. I'm just like, that is exhausting to be around.
Oh goodness! I guess at this
Travis?
point, Chris is probably sitting between, I guess, Ariadne and Hannah Lore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
I think that the order here would be you've got Ariadne, Hannelore. I'm sorry, Ariadne, Gris, Hannelore. The
Edward.
dude, Edward. The dude, Edward.
That bro.
Then you have Leon, Marius, Travis. Galen is standing behind Ariadne.
Where's
Tyler
Elisara?
is yelling things from the bar. Elisara has sort of like is like standing, but she has put 3 copper on the table like she means to play.
Okay.
Travis, do you want to tell her to sit down? If she listened to me, I can assure you I would. Dear, why don't you sit down? Elisara, come on, baby. You've had such a long day. You just need to take a seat. She sits.
Okay.
All right, so Travis has begun to kind of shuffle cards in his hand. He's actually doing a pretty good job. I mean, Galen, you're not necessarily impressed, but those of you who haven't really played a lot of cards are like, ooh, wow, fun, fancy tricks. He then deals several cards in front of you. I'm going to need everybody to... You're going to need 3 dice.
Okay.
You need a D8, a D4, and a D6.
Give me one
Okay.
second.
Even those of us not playing.
Those of
Oh.
you who are playing.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you need it to be a physical die? Or
I mean,
Got it.
it doesn't need to be physical. No, you could do it online.
because I can run and go and grab my physical dice in 2 seconds.
No, you can,
Okay.
you can use your non-physical dice.
D4, D8, D6?
D4, D8, D6.
Okay.
All right. So Travis lays down the cards in front of you. And you all sort of take a look at your cards. Everybody, you're going to roll your D8.
Okay.
So, you can either use your... who has a high sleight of hand modifier?
I might
I
No.
do.
in a moment.
No? I know you do, but unfortunately you
+5.
cannot assist because this is a luck-based roll. And somebody pissed off a goddess recently.
Yep.
Mine's only +2.
I have +5.
I have +0.
Because you have +5. Ariadne, you can re-roll if you want to.
Can I re-roll because I had that luck from giving all of that money to Tafine?
You have luck and you have an assist action.
Re-rolling was great. That's 8.
Because I rolled a 1.
Oh, you can't say it out loud.
Oh, sorry.
I rolled a 1 and I would
can use the
like
last one if you
to
want.
reuse. I would
Okay.
like to.
Hi,
I would like to roll.
has no one here ever played poker?
This roll is
When
not
you-
counting because I'm re-rolling.
When you draw a card and you get the card,
Oh, I know.
you don't say, I have a jack. I just want to put this out there. Do not tell me what you roll. Don't tell anyone else what you roll.
Okay. So I
just use
re-rolled and I
this
used
one.
that gift from.
From Tafine?
Yeah.
All right, so now you are able to bet, up the ante, or fold. And whoever has the highest number at the end of this wins. So it's going to start with Marius, as he was the original one to bet, and he goes... I'm gonna go ahead and raise this to 4 more coppers, and looks at Leon and gives her a silver and is like, maybe can I
She just does it. She just gives it to him. She makes
and then he
the
looks
change.
at you and he goes, okay, now if your cards look good, you're gonna match me, or you can up the ante if they look really good.
So Leon and Marius are drawing separate cards.
Yes.
Okay.
But it looks like he's helping you.
Yeah. Leon's gonna toss 4 coppers in as well.
All right. Next is going to be next to you. Oh, the dude, Edward. Edward looks at you, looks at the other guy, at Marius, and puts in 5 coppers. Next is Hannah. Hannah looks between you all and goes, I fold, and puts her cards down on the table.
Gris just kind of like nods at Hannah, like, I know.
Travis always gives me my money back at the end of the game.
He's a sweetheart, really.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Marius does too. I'm not sure if it's because he's a sweetheart or because Travis scares him.
Probably a little of both, honestly.
I mean, they seem to be friends.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Because, like, Elisara at this point is, like, glaring at her, like, Ariadne, it's your turn.
Okay, I just look up to Galen, no thoughts, head empty. Like, what do you want me to do?
Double the last bet.
What number was that?
So you put in 10 copper.
So a silver.
Oh, okay.
I'll put
Sure.
it in if you don't have it.
No, I can do it, I think. And I
Okay.
pull one out, and I'm just like, that's math.
Can Gris during this like lean into Galen and be like, remind me, are we supposed to win? Are we supposed to beat Leon?
I don't know.
Well, this is a luck-based thing, and we're trying to get Lady Luck here. So the luckier we get, the luckier, or the higher the chances that might happen. So we gotta up the stakes a little bit, make it high risk, high reward.
Well, I don't know if
Then
you
it's
know
a true
this,
test of luck.
but halflings are actually pretty lucky.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you, like,
Use that to
short
your
That's
advantage.
true.
Excuse me?
Sorry, everyone's short to me. I should probably just watch my mouth. You put in a silver, I'll match that. Travis drops in a silver. Elisara looks at everyone and is like, I don't even want to play this fucking game. And folds. Marius then looks at Leon and says, okay, so now we have to either match or fold, since it's up to 1 silver for some reason. And he pulls out, he looks at you and he's like, hang on, pulls 5 copper from the pot and puts a silver in and goes, that makes it a silver total.
Leon does the same.
Edward looks at you all and goes, "Oh, it seems I'm in the presence of some very strong gamblers," and puts in another 5 copper. All right. Travis goes ahead and deals another set of cards to everyone. This time you're going to roll the d6.
Okay.
Marius kind of like rolls his neck, looks around, and he says, "Well, since we're playing the big guns this time, not big guns, I need another word, large cannons, I'm gonna go ahead and call the Fish Boys bluff on this one," and he puts a gold in the center of the table.
Ari misconstrues the word bluff, like not understanding, as blush, and so they pipe up, "I actually think he blushes blue. It's kind of cool."
Oh, that's actually very interesting. Good to know.
Okay.
You know, Travis is blue.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Do you blush blue as well? Or can you just not tell? Because it's...
I don't know if I've ever... You'd have to ask Maxilla maybe about that one.
Okay. If I remember, I might. If not...
Chris like makes a mental note.
So, Leon, are you going to match the gold piece?
Leon is going to fold.
Oh no. Okay, so you're on distraction duty, right?
You got it.
Alright. Edward looks between you two and goes, "Oh, well, I'm not one to be outdone," and puts 2 gold in the center of the table.
Interesting.
Chris like gasps and she's like, "Edward!"
The vial business is very lucrative.
Oh, I mean, you did make a couple of sales today. Sounds like.
Oh yeah, and a couple yesterday, and the kid bought a few, and I told him that we can use vials for all sorts of things. So, yeah.
Travis is like looking at you and he's like, "How much did he spend on those and where did he get the money?"
Chris is like, "I got 10 for 2 copper." So maybe you can do some math.
Hannelore looks pointedly at Ari and goes, "Well, I already folded, so it's your turn, dear."
Oh. I just go along, as I look back at Caitlin.
Galen just like takes like 2 of his fingers and just points down at the table and says fold.
Okay. So I like follow, I'm like, at first I'm trying to like figure out how to fold the actual cards before just like looking over at Hannelore and being like, "No, okay, just put them down." But it's like a thought process, so it might take a second or 2.
Travis looks between all of you and he goes, "Well, I've let Marius beat me out for this before because I'm too scared to bet any gold, so sure." And he like puts in two gold. And looks at the rest of the table and he's like, "All right, last round." At this point, it's just Marius, Edward, and Travis, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Marius' sleight of hand. We're gonna re-roll that. All right. At this point, they all kind of look at each other, and Marius goes, "All right. Guess it's time to show the cards." He pulls out what appears to be 4 queens and a king, and sets them down on the table. Travis groans, puts his head in his hands, and is like, "Crumsh's name, I swear." All right. And he sets it down, and it's just, it looks to be some kind of sort of half flush, and he's like, I don't know. I'm not a very good liar anymore. And Edward goes,
Oh, well, I mean, 3 queens is quite impressive, but what about?
and he pulls out 3 kings and a queen and goes,
I believe all of that money is mine, good sirs.
and sort of starts to move the pot towards him.
Ari just looks around and it just starts muttering, what kind of monarchy is this based on?
When that happens, when he flips his cards over, I want Leon to use her divine sense.
Okay, what are you sensing for?
I just want to see if she can sense, like, any sort of, like, I don't know, like, lucky assistance. Is there something coming from that? Is there anything weird about Edward?
Okay, so
that's
are 2 different
awfully
questions.
lucky of him. So, like, I just want to know if there's, like, any lucky vibe going on surrounding him.
You want to know if he feels like maybe he's the goddess of luck in disguise.
No. I want to know whether, well, maybe. I don't think he's the goddess of luck, though.
I need a specific question.
I want to know whether his hand was guided by any force other than him.
All right. Let's have you roll a d20. I know that's not typical, but I'm gonna
No,
want
this is also technically not necessarily how divine sense
It's not
works.
really how divine sense works. No.
So, but that was a 19.
You take a look at Edward as he pulls the pot towards him. He seems to be distinctly not looking at you, and so you take a moment to kind of feel around him. You don't really know what his deal is. He doesn't feel particularly lucky, but something about him feels very familiar. Salud.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, should we have another round?
Marius is sitting there like, I just lost at poker.
Perhaps I'm your bad luck charm?
Oh, no. Never. Just a little distracting. It's fine. I got
Yeah.
So Travis looks at you all and he goes, yeah, okay. We can do one more round. I'm just not a fan of the amount of money I just lost. Tyler's like, have you tried not playing poker? You're not very good at it. From the back room. Travis yells something at him in Orcish that you don't understand, but it sounds like a swear. But most things in Orcish sound like a swear, so it's hard to tell. Travis then deals out cards and he goes, winner goes first. Edwin's like,
Oh, okay, all right. Well, how about...
and he like looks at his cards for a minute. Remember to roll your d8.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't.
He's like, oh, well, what about 1 gold to start with?
And he pushes the gold piece towards the center.
Can I still re-roll it with the sleight of hand, or was that just the first one?
What's your modifier to sleight of hand?
+5.
Yes, you can reroll.
Thanks.
All right, so Hannah-Lore looks and goes, I think I can swing 1 gold, and pushes it towards the center of the table, but like looks at Elisera, who's like rubbing her temples a little bit. Okay, all right, yes, 1 gold. I can meet that. Yes, all right. Ariadne, it's your turn, dear.
Cool. I just default, like, on autopilot, I just continue. I'm just like, point. Tell me what to do.
Chris is kind of like maybe like kneeling at this point and trying to like see what Ari's cards are and like is looking from Ari to Galen like, what are they gonna do?
Can Galen put his own money in there? Because like money is money, right?
He can't I'm fairly sure if he puts the money on the table, Travis will rip him apart, but he can give it to Ariadne to use. Yes.
Yeah.
Galen passes Arya a gold piece.
Oh, okay. And I guess I put it in, like, mimicking everyone else. I'm like, I still don't know what's going on, but here we go.
Elisara sighs very loudly and goes, I'm going to fold because I don't want to be playing this fucking game. Travis is nodding and he's like, yeah, just like her. She hates games. She hates games. I think it's some kind of high elf thing. She hates games. She hates having fun and being an interesting person.
Don't kill me.
Yeah. And he slides a gold piece towards the center of the table. Marius is nodding. He's like, yep. Yeah. And he slides a gold piece towards the center and goes, all right, Leon.
Leon also slides a gold piece towards the center.
That's my girl. Edward is kind of like,
okay, all right, I see how it is. Everybody here is quite a big spender. I see.
Travis is like looking at him, real narrowed eyes, like, roll your d6s as Travis passes out the next hand of cards. All right. It starts once again with Edward, who goes,
okay, all right, let's turn up the heat on this fire here. I'm going to play 5 gold pieces.
Travis is like, what the shit? Like, I invited this dude to my table by accident, and now I'm spending all my money. He pushes the 5 gold pieces towards the center of the table, and he goes,
because I'm just that confident.
Chris is like, how does a confident man such as yourself get into the vial business?
Oh, well, my parents owned a vial factory.
Oh, okay. So you just travel from place to place? And sell your vials?
Well, I mean, sure. It's hard to be away from my family sometimes. I really wish I was close by.
Where's your family?
Well, I have some family here in Eylas. I'm just not particularly close with them.
Okay.
Inside check.
okay, roll for it.
DM Jenny, okay, roll for it, bitch.
9.
He's telling the truth.
I prefer to be close by to my family in case they ever need me,
Yeah. So your family in Eylas, close family or extended family?
Close family, but not emotionally, just by blood.
Well, where's your emotionally close family?
Oh, well, they're out by the factory.
Where's that?
Over by Stone Sea.
Oh. And she kind of like looks at Galen, and she's like, we've been there. To some extent.
Yeah, if you like the ocean, it's a nice place.
It's a lot of, very salty.
Spent a lot of time in Stone Sea, and I don't think I've ever heard of a vial factory there.
Oh yeah, Marius.
Galen, you ever heard of a vial factory near Stone Sea?
Can't say I have, and I'm like looking dead at Edward. Just like
Edward's
with my arms
visibly
folded.
uncomfortable. He's like,
I said near Stone Sea. I didn't say in Stone Sea.
Are you in elven territory or human territory over there? I can't remember.
Human territory.
Oh, okay.
Leon is just watching this man.
Yeah. Ari is sort of just staring at between Gris and Edward, just like, this man has given up more information than I have in months, and I'm like, why?
Gris kind of like leans in, and she's like, so tell me about the process of making vials.
Is he like getting visibly nervous? Like, is there?
No, he just looks uncomfortable with the questions. At this point, Travis reaches across the table, puts a hand on your head, Gris, and goes, "Leave it alone."
Oh, I was just asking questions. Okay, Travis.
I know. It's okay to be curious. Just leave it alone for now.
Okay. And Gris is like a skull in my dress.
He smiles at you. He likes you. I think that, you could get away with most things in Travis's bar, it seems like. Travis then looks at Ariadne and goes, it's your turn.
Oh, thanks.
We'll match it.
We'll match it, and I do a match his cadence, and I'm just like,
Chris kind of like. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just like, how much was it? I don't.
It was
do I have
5 gold.
gold.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say after
5
Travis.
what?
Gold.
Gold.
Oh shit. Okay.
How much gold was it?
5.
That's what I thought. Okay.
They big ball in this game.
All right. Yeah. I like jingle my stat purse and I like put it in, and I'm like, that's like my life savings.
Travis nods and he's like, I'm not losing 5 gold, and folds. At which point it passes to Marius, who sort of like looks at you for a moment, Leon. He's like, please don't think any less of me.
Okay.
All right, yeah. I fold. It's so hard to lose at something you know you're good at. And he's like being dramatic, like he's like looking off into the distance. He's like, this is terrible. This is awful.
Is it just Edward and Ari in the pot right now?
And Leon, if she wants to continue.
Leon is going to put 5 gold in.
All right. Okay. Now, roll your d4s. Travis deals another hand, and you're all sort of looking at your cards, but you can see him like looking at Edward very thoughtfully.
All right, I do believe this is my turn. Since you all seem to like that last bet, let's go for 7 gold this time.
Shove 7 gold into the pot.
Chris kind of just gasps at 7 gold and like makes eye contact across the table with Leon and like raises an eyebrow like, you don't know this man? He's not royalty.
Hannelore is sitting next to you and she kind of like lets the same gasp out and she's like, do you know how many herbs that could buy?
I wouldn't have to
do you know how many drinks that could buy?
With 5 that much gold.
Travis is like, yes, I know exactly how many drinks that could buy.
Chris is like, I don't even really make money, to be honest with you. So this is kind of overwhelming.
You're a druid, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't need money out there. It's beautiful. It sounds so wonderful.
And to be honest, my husband has taken up wood carving recently, and he's been selling that to travelers to our village.
It sounds lovely. We're going to have to purchase some. I'll be sure to write you a letter. Be sure to leave me with the address.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He does wonderful work.
All right. Ariadne, it's your turn.
Yeah. I just like staring at the pile, like with my purse, like my coin bag still in my hand. I just like shove it behind me to him, and I'm like, "You tell me what to do, because I don't have that." So,
Galen turns to the side a little bit and like unhooks his own coin purse from his belt and puts 10 gold in it, and then turns around and just like tosses it onto the pile, and then says he just looks up at Edward and says 10.
Oh, a big spender. I like you. You seem like an interesting young man.
Galen just rolls his eyes.
What do you think?
Damn, Galen.
10 gold, pretty heavy. Think you can swing it?
Leon looks at Marius and is like, I do believe I probably could. I think I could probably afford that.
How are we supposed to pay the vicar if he comes by?
I know. And Leon kind of chuckles as she pulls out 10 gold and puts it in the table.
I feel like Gris watched that whole exchange like with like hard eyes and like chin in her hands.
Edward looks at all of you and he's like,
oh, well, I see how it is.
And he puts down another 3 gold to match.
Gris kind of motions to Edward and she's like, you're at a table with big spenders, I hope you know.
Oh, I know, but as I said, the vial business is very successful.
You did mention.
Yes, I know.
Do you set different size vials?
Yes, of course. I only have the small ones down here with me. There are plenty more up in my room if you need any.
Oh, the small ones are perfect. I was just curious. For future vial needs, you never know.
Of course, everybody needs good vials.
At this point,
Absolutely.
Travis has dealt the last hand. Roll your d4s.
Oh, didn't we already roll our d4s?
No, it was a d6 last time.
Was it?
No, but we did again.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Mhm.
All right, so you've all bet 10 gold.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me the numbers you have.
All together or separately?
Add them together.
Mine's
I can't
9.
do math. 9 total.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely trash.
I was thinking, like, do these correspond to, like, is a 1 an ace?
Oh.
No.
That's why I did not play.
Ariadne's like sitting there counting on their fingers, trying to read the
Honestly,
cards.
I can't. I don't remember. Hold on. Because I have to count what wasn't re-rolled.
Yours was 7.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
All right, so we got 7 and 9. So Ari, your hand is crap.
Yeah.
It appears that Galen was trying to get you to bluff, and nobody was able to call it because, honestly, you don't know enough about the game to have to lie for people to not know what you're thinking. Leon, you got a fairly decent hand. When you put it down, Marius nods approvingly. But before you are able to reach for the pot, Edward sets down what appears to be a royal flush.
Well, it looks like I win again. What can I
Okay.
say? I'm just a very lucky guy.
Gosh, Lady Luck must be on your side, huh, Edward?
I don't know about Lady Luck. She's never really liked me all that much, but I've been pretty good at poker my whole life.
Well, you have to be friends with Lady Luck to be good at poker, surely.
I sort of just like flash a glance over at Travis.
Travis looks at you and does like a tiny little head shake.
I shrug my shoulders. Don't say anything.
At this point, Travis kind of looks at you all and he goes, well, I think everybody's lost enough money here tonight.
I would agree.
Why don't you finish your drinks and go home? I'll make sure our guest's room is ready for him.
Leon casts message.
To who?
Travis.
Okay.
I would like her to say, is there any way that you can get me a one in a room with Edward? Alone.
He jumps a little bit and then he looks at you and like does the thing that Maxilla does where she touches her temples.
Mm-hmm.
He does it and he goes, are you getting this?
Leon messages back, yes, take your fingers off your temples, Travis.
God, they're so innocent.
Lady LaBelle, somebody already has dibs.
Oh?
But sure, you can have a moment to speak with him behind the bar if you want.
Thank you. Leon messages back.
Mr. Guildenstone, Tyler wants to talk to you about the rate for your room over behind the bar if you got a minute.
Oh, okay, I have just a moment.
And Leon, I think there was the matter of your unsettled tab. Marius like looks at you. He's like,
Leon nods and says, the one from like a month ago. Right. Okay. Yep.
she comes here by herself.
Grace is like, I don't know. This seems.
As Leon is walking away, she messages Marius like, just don't worry about it. I'll tell you later.
Ari's just occupied with following Travis's instruction and finishing their second drink and
Marius
frustrated
is
that
kind of doing the
nothing is
same
happening.
Yeah.
Grace kind of like leans her head on her elbow and she's like, I thought something else was. I mean, I don't really remember everything, but I thought something else was supposed to happen tonight. We just played poker and we lost?
Yeah, you know what? I never really got the plan in the first place, but I did warn you against making me play.
Well, at least Leon played too, but she lost as well. That Edward guy seems strangely good.
As your friends discuss, and Galen watches Guildenstone suspiciously as he heads towards the bar, Leon, you and Edward stand behind the bar. Tyler looks at you both and goes, are you supposed to be back here, or?
Yes, Tyler, I wanted a moment to speak in private with Edward about his wares.
Okay. And he sets down the skateboard he was carrying under one arm and sort of kicks away into the kitchen. You can hear something crash in the kitchen, and Travis looks up and is like,
Oh, you wanted to talk to me about my wares, Miss LaBelle?
Actually, I wanted to speak to you. I feel, uncannily like I know you from somewhere. Do I?
Are you from the area?
Born and raised here, actually. I heard you saying to Gris that you had family in Eylas.
Oh, yes, and we're not particularly well acquainted, but I like to be close by.
Who are they?
In case
Just
they
out of
need
curiosity.
me.
I was born and raised here. I'd love to know who they are so that I could know them. And Leon is just drilling him.
he looks into your eyes for a very long time and goes,
I'm sure you wouldn't know them.
inside of your head, you hear a voice. I told you I'm close by in case you need me. Travis comes to the bar and says, Leon,
Travis.
I think you need to take your friends and leave.
Okay. Are you okay? Is everything
I
good?
just lost a lot of money.
Would you like it back? I can just...
I'm gonna get it back. Don't worry about that one.
Okay. Okay. Leon kind of like takes one last glance at Edward and then walks away towards her friends.
Okay, so you head towards your friends. Travis looks like he begins a conversation with Edward. The rest of you are seated at the table, and Hannelore and her wife sort of stand up and move to the corner of the room and look to also be in a quiet conversation, leaving the rest of you with Marius at the table.
How close is the bar to the table?
30 feet.
Okay, never mind.
So Leon is back at the table now?
Yeah, Leon has just approached.
Okay.
She's standing at the table.
Chris is like, I hope you cleared your tab? Seems strange that you, of all people, would have an outstanding tab.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's known to be forgetful.
We'll talk about that.
Ariadne, I've
Yeah.
noticed you don't play poker.
No, and I can't say I've learned all that much tonight.
Didn't seem like you were really trying. Galen, you ever want to have a friendly game and you promise not to cheat? You're allowed at my table.
It's nice to feel welcome somewhere. Thanks,
Well,
Marius.
You're welcome.
Chris kind of like puts her hands on the table and she's like, I'd like to learn if you give me a chance, Marius.
I'd
I
like
have
to
a feeling
leave.
we'd both kick your ass.
Oh, okay. Like to leave? Is everything
Can
okay
we
with that?
go? I would like to go.
Yeah.
Sure, without
okay.
saying goodbye.
Did he say something to you?
Travis said that I should take you all home.
Well, Travis is
Oh.
being an asshole.
Okay.
Is
He's
Okay.
mad that he
Did-
lost a lot of money.
Did we do something wrong?
Not at
I
all.
don't think we should be here when Travis is angry.
I just don't want to be here anymore.
You know what, Galen? I have to say, I've really warmed up to you, and that sounds like a really good idea.
It's a good point. It's a very good point, Galen.
Marius stands, and Galen, he slaps you on the back. He seems to be in a very good mood.
Leon loops her arm around Marius's. Just naturally. It's second nature to her.
Chris takes the last sip from her little shot glass and places it thoughtfully on the table and stands up and just kind of wrings her hand. She's like, the energy in the room is uncomfortable.
I rub Chris's back just a little bit in just a yeah, same motion. And then I just grab my purse back, my very light purse at this point. And I'm just like, gods, I hate money.
So as you all do that, Marius looks down at Leon and goes, "Oh, there is something I meant to do," and opens up the purse that hangs at his waist and pulls out just a handful of gold coins, and then a second handful, and hands them to Galen and Ari each. And he goes, "Those games were kind of bullshit."
So that's not how they're meant to go?
No.
Well, nobody bothered to tell me. Don't look at me like that.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
Well, yeah, but can you blame me? It's you. And then I just smile at him after being deadpan.
Chris is like, should we say goodbye to Hannelore and Elisara, or should we just go? And she kind of like looks at Leon like,
they looked pretty preoccupied. I think we should.
Yeah,
go.
they seem in.
You can
in
call goodnight to them, but you can say goodnight if you'd like. I'm going to leave.
And frankly, I trust Galen on the whole Travis being angry thing. I've heard that story.
Yeah.
Okay. Gris kind of shouts across, and she's like, "It was good to meet you, Hannelore, Elisara. I hope to see your apothecary soon."
Well met, Gris Littlefoot.
I wave back as well. I'm just like, yeah.
Gris just nods and like scurries out the door after like Leon. Like,
Yeah.
Leon said we have to go. I'm gonna go.
So you all sort of start towards the door, sort of shepherded by Leon. At least Ari and Gris, it sounds like, do. Galen, are you going to head out with them?
How dark is the bar?
It's well lit. There's a fireplace and candles and stuff.
Okay. Never mind then. I'll follow.
Were you gonna try to sneak?
I was gonna try and eavesdrop on Mr. Gilded Liar.
Gilded Liar!
See what him and Travis are talking about. But
I mean, so from what you can hear from where you are, you can tell that Travis is angry.
Is Edward's demeanor like the same? Is Travis
Exactly
yelling?
the same.
Okay.
Travis doesn't appear to be yelling, but he's pissed. You can tell.
Oh no.
Can I hear anything pertinent?
Do
you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, I want you to roll perception.
17.
So you hear a few words. You hear the phrase money, cards, queen, and cheating. And a couple of swears. Choose your favorite.
Those are from Travis. Got it.
Yeah, you get the F word, the C word, and something in Orcish that you don't understand, but you feel like might be a fun one to know.
Gotta ask Maxilla about that.
I'll have to yeah. Or maybe one of the nieces or nephews or children will know.
Do not corrupt Stapies.
You're gonna teach them how to swear and then ask them what the swear means.
Stapies probably has no idea and will gasp at you.
Okay. I think I've learned all I can know, so I'll like try and hurry and catch up.
All right, so you go to leave, but you're blocked in the doorway by somebody having a genuine conversation.
Is it Tyler?
No, it's Leon and Marius.
Oh. Excuse me.
We're all leaving, Galen.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave too.
Are you in a rush? Oh, you need to push past?
I do actually. I would.
Okay.
And I like look over my shoulder at Travis. It's like I don't want to be around that.
I don't think
sort of,
his
like,
ire
gesture.
is directed at you tonight.
I think it could easily.
It could be in a matter of
Yeah.
seconds.
It's not. And I think Edward can handle himself, she says under her breath.
So
clock that.
Yeah, Leon, is there any? Are you trying to disguise that, or?
I think she just kind of says it like offhandedly, like it's nothing. I think he can handle himself.
So Galen and Marius definitely hear that.
That's fine.
Marius is gonna look at you, Galen, and like raise an eyebrow. Like, do you know what she's talking about?
Not exactly, but I think I have an idea.
Okay. Leon, I feel like there's something. Is there?
I want to get out of here before I talk about
we can
it.
leave.
Yeah.
Can I walk you home?
Please.
All right. The rest of you, so you all exit the bar through the door that you entered through. It is fully nighttime outside. The street is illuminated only by moonlight and the flickering lanterns in the window of the Naknidas. You begin to walk down the alleyway. The shadowy corners of the buildings that surround you suddenly feel much more threatening, especially to you, Leon. There is a heavy sense of disappointment in the air as well, as Gris sort of noticed earlier. Nothing has changed. Nothing has happened. You played a game of poker and lost. Lady Luck has not made any kind of appearance. You look to each other, as if to speak, when a voice cracks the uncomfortable silence in the air.
He was cheating, you know. The merchant.
An elderly elven woman, her eyes cloudy and blind and her face wrinkled, steps into view from the shadows. Somewhere behind you, down the alley, a door slams and you can hear Travis fully yelling now, something in a language you can't understand. You turn to catch a glimpse of whatever's happening and see the merchant, leaning on Hannelore for support, heading in the direction of the apothecary. There's a dark purple bruise already forming around his right eye. Leon, roll a perception check.
Okay. (17 + 1, 18).
Leon, you alone notice, sparkling in the moonlight, that his blood running from his nose as a result of the punch shines just a little bit golden in the light.
Fucking thought so.
The funny thing is,
the woman continues, stepping towards you again. Her expression unreadable.
you can't cheat destiny.
We'll be back not next week. We're going to be taking next week off. Our DM is in law school and has a lot of finals. And I think Ryan also has quite a few finals right now. So we'll be back the week after next, heading into not quite our season finale, but getting there.
We're getting so close.
So let's call it part 1 of our season finale will be the next part that you see. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, thank you for being such a good sport about Travis not wanting to touch the table. We will see you next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, y'all. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you for that hype train at the start of the stream.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Night.
Bye.